Okay, give this a whirl. Hot off the presses is Gemma Studios Beck-Mahoney Sorceress, something like that. And it's so shiny that it reminds me of Wonder Woman's invisible plane. So it doesn't have a scratch on it, and it's super shiny and reflects everything. So it's kind of hard to see. But evidently, this is hanging in some museum somewhere. And I will say that it's a death trap. But our good friend Jeffrey did a little work, a lot of work actually, and he's gone through a couple of alpha phases, and this is yet another one. And he's made it available to download and test. So here we are. One of the cool features about this plane is, hold on just a second here. Let me get this up here. So if you say have something to say, you can say it, and I can read it and see it back. All right, I'm going to put that, I don't know where I'm going to put that. Let's put that over here, I guess. But it's got this thing called Flex Dash, which basically means that you can move around anything on the instrument panel. You can add more. Let's see, is it this? It's this. You can add more instruments. There it is. 3-in-1, airspeed, altimeter, cylinder head temp, different sizes, presets, Jeffrey's dash, Josh's dash, Bottle Rocketeer's dash, Justin's dash, battery switches, carb heat lever. I guess it's got a carb heat lever. I didn't even see where that was at. But you can move all of this stuff, which is kind of cool. I'm not going to bother with that at the moment. Let's see here. Let's go to let's try that one. Okay, so there's a different configuration. So RPM, airspeed, altimeter, vertical speed, and a 3-in-1. Let's look at Justin's dash. Ooh, this has got all kinds of stuff. Cross gauge, 4-in-1. Here's the carb heat. Cool. So you can rearrange all this stuff and move it if you want, which is really where the majority of work has gone into this. So let's go with I like the bigger gauges. Let's do that one. All right, so that's kind of a cool thing. All right, so we'll close that up, and then this is all of course available in a 2D desktop, but you can, if you want to deal with it in VR, it all works, which is nice. It's shiny on the inside too, a little scuffing where my feet go. And it's got some interesting programming to it. So let's just close this up, and then we become very claustrophobic. Now, if we don't flip the latch down, and this is funny because I just lost Chatland. don't know if I can bring that in here. Yeah, let's just bring Chatland in here. Okay, that way I can see it. All right, so if we close that up, if I taxi a little bit, and I forgot to latch the canopy. I think it's supposed to come. I think it's supposed to come undone here. All right, so it is definitely claustrophobic. Way claustrophobic. All right, so let's jump out here real quick. Yeah, you can see how small it is. It's got a little peek window in the top. But it's nothing but engine. I think it's an older racing plane. All right, so let's go ahead and latch that. That's kind of neat. The whole mechanism works and all that. Very nice alloy. What do they call that when you treat a metal like that? Yeah, Melvin. Hey, I'm in my Discord chat if you get sick and tired of typing. Discord voice, I mean. Readability's here. Hey, how are you? Hey, they hear. Hold on a second. I don't know if I got you. Let me make sure I got the Discord. Hold on. Stream is here. Okay, now say something.
Hey-ho.
One more.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Yep.
1
All
2
right.
3 4 5.
All right. Readability. You should be able to hear Melvin Leroy there as well. Ski Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I'm in the Discord. My Discord voice. If you get tired of talking or typing. Okay. Speaking of talking, I can't talk. I'm talking about claustrophobic. Jeffrey said some people think it's claustrophobic, and it's totally claustrophobic. I feel like,
Oh, yeah, it's tiny.
I'm like squished in here. If I, let's see here, I got to flip that down. Then that works. Yeah, and now I don't have to slouch in my chair. Yeah, it's super tiny. It's super tiny.
Way cool.
All right, he says KK. All right, so close this up, duck my head, latch this. The fuel. This is kind of cool, Melvin. He did like I can't move the fuel switch unless I press this down or pull that up. Then I can move it. Whoops, pull that up. So there's all this logic in here that actually is realistic. And then if I flip that down, then I can't. Oh wait, hold on. Did it move? Oh, I can't turn it off. I can't go to off. So it keeps me from doing stupid stuff. All right, flip that down. All right, so I just killed it. Let's start it again. Battery, start. Runs like a champ. Better than my lawnmower. All right. It's a handful. It is an absolute handful. So I successfully took off and then ground looped. All right, here we go. It's totally claustrophobic. You can't see anything down the runway. I'm just kind of looking at the sides here.
Well, yeah, those forward lower wings, man, just kill your visibility.
Yeah, who thought that was a good idea? Maybe that's why it's hanging in a museum now, right? Is it flying? It's flying. I don't know if I could blow it up or not. Let me know if the simulator's too loud on the stream. If anybody's out there listening, I'll turn it down some. Yeah, so it's, I mean, it feels like my shoulders are pinched in. And yeah, and you can't see. If you want to see, you got to do that. But it flies, it definitely flies. It flies nice for what it is. I mean, it's got short little stubby wings. So it's not, you know, I mean, look at this thing. It's a motor with a couple of wings on it. So it is.
Yeah, that's a crazy looking plane.
It is not like Jeffrey said. It's hanging in a museum. All right, let's see. Let me get back to my. Here it is. Okay. So you can at least you can see it when it's up in the air because it's reflecting stuff. So it's a little. He hasn't done much texturing with it yet. It's a little too shiny, but it is. It's crazy looking. It's kind of got those gull wings like similar to the Corsair, I guess, to make room for the prop, or stubby little landing gear. But it's fun. It's like you know, it's like you're flying something that hangs in a museum, right? I guess if we're in asking phase, Jeffrey, is there any pictures of what the cockpit looks like, or is it got all these new instrumentation stuff? It'd be neat to have the old crusty instrumentation on it. Add a little flavor.
Yeah, the issue is I only had one picture of the cockpit.
Well, that'll do it. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. And the cockpit only showed four gauges, so you know, that's actually why I developed the flex dash for this, because it was too hard of a guess to figure out what those gauges were. So I just said let people figure it out for themselves.
And that's really, I haven't even dived into that, but that's, man, what a huge amount of work. Well done. Lots of choices.
Yeah, that was, well, again, that's it was the work. That was a lot. It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I think if you were to really refurbish a plane like this and make it airworthy, why you'd be, you know, you wouldn't be finding that old avionics stuff. You'd be putting new stuff in to make this baby like a sports car, right?
You would think, yeah. I mean, the story behind this is, you know, she was a champion biplane racer in the mid-'70s to the early '80s.
Oh, really? That recent?
Yeah, like '81 is when she retired, and they kept trying to make rules to make her slower, and every time they made a rule, she got faster.
That's pretty funny. What?
Rob, that's been 40 years, by the way.
Hey, I'm an old guy, all right? That seems like, you know, I was almost alive when Orville and Wilbur were around. And it's hanging in a museum. Do I have that right?
It's actually on the ground at the Dulles Annex of the Air and Space Museum.
Oh, okay. Okay, so in D.C.
Yep.
All right, I'm So what's the stall speed on this? You got any specs on this?
Not any real specs, but I would say the true stall speed is probably around 65 knots indicated.
Okay.
I'm usually trying to get over the threshold at 70, but it could be dead idle.
Gotcha. So it's got some huge, gigantic engine in it. Is that the deal?
Yeah, originally it was built. They were going to try to put a V8, and then the ruling body got wind of it early, so they changed the rules so he couldn't do it.
That's pretty funny. All right, it's getting sloppy here.
Yeah, it gets sloppy about 80, but it won't really stall until. And if actually anything under 400 feet per minute is probably appropriate.
All right.
Because it's got such stiff gear. And you really want to land. You want to try to land at 3-point. Because it'll bounce.
Over controlling.
No, you're good.
Still floating. Still floating. There's 60.
Yeah, you're gonna drop right now.
It touched once. Oh yeah, thud. Okay. All right. Now what? Let it roll out.
That was awesome. Actually, you can actually go almost full brakes right off the get-go.
I'm scared to touch the brakes.
Yeah, no, slam on them. You'll be good now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hey, I live to tell.
That was a great landing for that bird, dude. That was awesome.
I live to tell. Oh man, it is totally claustrophobic. In VR, it's like I feel like my shoulders are rubbing against this piece here.
Well, if you see pictures of the pilot and the plane, that's pretty much what was going on.
Oh gosh. And I took off the first time and didn't have this latched. I had this closed.
Oh, so it slid open?
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Oh, and then I didn't have the friction lock tight enough on the throttle down here.
Yep.
And I guess you can get it too tight where you can't move it. Is that right?
That is correct. That is correct. If you lock it all the way, you won't be able to budge it.
Yeah, so I wrenched it. Yeah, great logic in the thing. Well done. I love that stuff.
Have you played with the radio yet?
I have, and I'm glad you're on here because I don't get it. So, hold on. Let me see if I can stop this thing again. All right. Okay, so it's the Gemma JPX 720.
Right, which is basically model of the Terra TPX 720.
Okay. This is cool.
So you click and push up or down, and you have to re-click it every time as if you were letting go of it and rolling your thumb.
Yeah, so if you want
just like that. Yep.
if you want feedback, take it or leave it. But I think the whole thing's awesome. It seems like this axis should go the other way, like horizontally, or can it?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like see the axis line is vertical for me.
Yeah.
That's just a blender thing, I think. Okay, so that's how you tune it, which is really cool. So, and the volume works.
Volume and the squelch works.
Yeah, so which is awesome.
So if you go to full volume and then click and push over to high.
How do I get
high button?
How do I get that to work? Oh, there it goes.
Click on it and drag it.
Okay.
Yeah, click and drag. Where's the axis? There you go.
That's so small. Whatever that axis is so small. That's difficult to manipulate. I mean, I got it, but I got to work at it a little bit to get it.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously non-VR it works pretty good, but
This is cool. So there's is there static playing all the time then, or
no? If you're
what's the
on,
what's the logic there?
So
or here, let me tune in.
there's static logic. So as you know, I think the radio steps are 15 hertz. So if you're between those, you'll get static added.
Oh, I see. I see. So there's every number in here.
Yes, every number is available.
I gotcha. Oh, fun.
So this is a true radio, so you can actually tune in VOR frequencies and hear the Morse code if you.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's see. Melvin, you still here? I think it's one.
I'm getting ready to fire up the sobs, so I'm listening though.
116 point nothing, right? Was the Troy VOR? Does that sound right? You were in here last night. 116.
I don't remember.
I remember it's going to roll up to 17, but that's okay. There you go.
Okay, I hear it. Thought I did.
Where are you located?
There it is. At St. Louis Regional. Yeah, I got it.
I got
it. Okay.
Yeah, if you cut the squelch out too much, then you lose everything. So you want to be squelch about 40%.
That is awesome. I love the logic stuff is awesome, Jeffrey. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. You got to sit there and fiddle with the thing till you.
There was a lot. There was several hours worth of coding in that radio alone.
I'm sure. And the antenna stops right there. It's a little stubby. Looks like it. Okay.
Yeah. I thought about animating that and having it vibrate in high speeds, but I haven't gotten that far yet.
So what else am I missing? Anything else in here? The rudder pedals and the brakes are animated. Is there any other? I did the fuel. No, the fuel gauge was cool. The fittings on the fuel lines are awesome. Looks like you've been to the plumbing store.
Yep.
Yeah, very well done. When I reset this, yeah, I guess that's about right. Okay.
Maybe a little bit further forward, I suppose. But...
Yeah, that would be I would think maybe just a hair. It feels like. But
that's close.
Yeah. This is awesome. Okay.
I mean, there's not much else. I don't think there's much else to do in a little airplane like that, but
So what would they do when they would race? Would they set up would they race around pylons or what's the story?
Yes, they raced around pylons at Reno. In fact, one of the things I was thinking about doing is trying to put the course together as a scenery pack with the aircraft. But the biplane course was the smallest, shortest course. It was basically just an oval.
Okay.
I think it was even the total course length was like less than 2 miles.
Oh, really short. Okay. Whoop. See what I did there?
Whee! And it also, by the way, it'll pick up ABF frequencies as well.
Oh, nice.
The problem though is those are in kilohertz, and so you can only have them, with 0 at the end.
Okay,
Because
gotcha.
that ABF channel of 400, for instance, would be 40040 on that radio.
Okay, gotcha.
And also, if you go up in the dial, like past, the 100 mark to like 300 or 400, you'll get high frequency static versus low frequency static.
Oh, nice. So it's the radio is fully simulated.
Yeah, it'll sound like you're almost trying to pick up like a television frequency somewhere.
Well, that'll be the next thing, is to make a couple of radio stations that you can tune in.
Yeah, that would be kind of neat.
And add them to the scenery. Could you? I don't know. I guess you could do that, right? Yeah, you could do
Sure,
that.
I could.
Sure.
Sure, I could.
All right, here we go again. All right, so I'm going to close this, and I'm going to leave the latch undone. See if I can't get it to have. All right, I'm going to turn the Morse code off there. All right, buckle up. No tail wheel lock, I assume. It's just free casting.
Yeah, I mean it's got a 3-pound springs, but
there it goes.
It doesn't really.
It just slid back on me.
Yeah. Well, leave it unlocked. Leave it unlocked because when you, I might have to change the logic to how it closes, because I don't know if you tried to. Did you try to close it with the lock, or open it, then close the lock, then try to close it?
Oh, with the little peg coming up here? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It'll jam.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Well, it's broke. I can't get the canopy doesn't work. All right, here we go. One more run.
I don't know, if you leave it unlocked too, when you go pitch down and pitch up while you're in flight, it'll open and close too.
All right, let's try that. I just unlocked it. There it goes. It just opened. Yep, sliding past my head. Is the sound different? More wind noise?
No, not
yet.
Not yet. And again, because also that big hole in the top of the canopy is not glass; it is open to air. So.
Oh, it is open.
Yes.
This here.
Well, the hole that's in the top of the canopy is, yes, that's not glass. That's not glass, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
And actually, when you watch, if you see pictures of it, you can actually see the top of the pilot's helmet kind of sticking out of that hole a little bit. It's kind of funny.
How's that?
Yeah.
That's because he was so short that he couldn't, or he was too tall. They couldn't put a lid on it. Okay, so how fast is it? Can I blow it up?
Yes, you can blow it up, but not. The only way you can blow it up is in a nose down pitch. If it'll blow up at about 230 knots, maybe.
Okay, it's like it starts ripping itself apart.
Yeah, but under power level flight, you can't. And top speed on this thing is, on level flight top speed, it'll eventually get to 200 knots or so. What's interesting, so it's actually not a big engine, but it had a lot of bite. So it took a while to get up to speed, but once it got there, it flew.
Okay, so we'll lose a little bit of speed in the turns.
Not a whole heck of a lot, though.
Not much. This is you see that? I don't know if you can see that on the stream, but that's an aerobatics box that I made, and it's a scenery object, so you can just plunk it down anywhere, and adjust the heading, and then
That's
also
neat.
adjust the height. So the pros only go 100 meters. The bottom of the box is 100 meters off the surface, and then the
Wow.
more amateur you are, the higher that box, the higher off the ground it gets. So I need to start. I need to, like, you put that at about 5,000 feet is for me.
So if you pitch up, because you're still on lock, I think, the canopy, if you pitch up, it'll slide open.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Yep. It just did.
And then if you nose down, it'll slide back closed.
That's awesome. So is that all just SASL, SASL logic?
All SASL. Yep. It's
Oh,
all
nice.
SASL.
Nice. Very cool. Well, I would say you're very close to sticking a fork in this.
Yeah, I think from a logic perspective, I'm pretty much done. The only thing I was thinking about doing is maybe adding, the intake blocks and pitot covers, and then having, bad things happen if you forget to remove them. But
like parking stuff, that kind of thing.
yeah, and then but I started finishing texturing it today, so I'm hoping to have it done in 3 or 4 more days of labor.
All right, did you get? Well, now I kind of made myself sick. Did you? Are you using Substance Painter? Is that making a go of it?
So I use Substance Painter for the entire cockpit, but I was already 2/3 of the way down the road on the exterior before I got Substance Painter, so I'm going to finish the outside by hand.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I'm loving Substance Painter.
There's no trim. Is there trim? There is no trim.
No trim, no flaps.
Okay. Because I'm hitting the trim button, I'm wondering if it's doing anything. So it's doing something. I'm holding the trim down.
It actually might. The trim, I haven't. I'd have to check the flight model. I may not have disabled it in flight model, but it's not supposed to.
Okay. Because I just did a full. Here, let me do it again. Let me go fast here.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
And then I'm just going to jam on the up trim. Yeah, I'm just hitting the trim, and it did that by itself. Okay, so that must be still in the flight model.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I
shouldn't have it.
I need a big idiot sticker on here, like no trim, no flaps, no, like don't even try.
There are no flaps in the flight model, that is for sure.
Okay.
But
yeah, and the visibility is like nothing.
now it's a little interesting to land and take off and taxi, that's for sure.
Yeah. I've been looking at the GB. You seen that thing? That big gigantic motor with 2 stubby wings on it?
Yeah, like the Bumblebee, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This sort of reminds me of it.
Yep. This is a little bigger than that aircraft, but it's funny how, but that airplane is actually really small.
Okay, here we go. This might be too fast.
Yeah, you're way too fast at this point.
All right, let me just circle once. It's fun to
like 30.
It's fun to fly. It's a handful, but it's fun to fly.
Yeah.
All this the glass reflection, I probably didn't lose any. I didn't lose any speed, dummy. I'm gonna go around again here.
It's probably like 30% throttles.
Okay, there's about 90. Let's hold that. Yeah, so the amount of glass reflection is a total personal taste. Like right now, to me, it's too much.
Right.
But that's probably a personal taste. The anodized effects of the canopy lock and also this blue panel is awesome. It looks like spot on.
Did you see the way the sun reflects off of the instruments?
I have not seen that. No.
Oh yeah, you got to check that out because that looks pretty cool.
All right, so there's 80.
You're gonna bounce for sure at that speed. Oh, you're good. You're top. Great job killing speed.
Over
You got to
controlling
float
it.
half the runway.
I bounced a little bit there.
The problem is the gear is just so stiff. There's no absorbers in the gear, so it's.
So is there a way to adjust that?
Well, except in the real airplane, all of the absorption was in those wheel fairings, and there's just not much there. So the answer is no.
I see. Okay. I'm going to look at the replay here and see what I did. Whoops.
Yeah.
Not that. Outside. That's what I want. I should have stuck it there. There it goes.
Yeah, see, it's just the lightest touch and you'll bounce. There's just nothing you can do about it. That was a great landing for that bird.
Well, if you get it on the ground and don't kill yourself, that would be, I guess, the win.
But it is shocking. It is shocking how hard you can slam on the brakes on a tail dragger, and not really get hurt too bad.
Well, on some of them, I'm gonna make sure what's the time of my day. Let me back up till like noon. Oh, now it's shiny. Okay. Can I make it?
If you catch the light across the glass of the gauges just right, it looks really amazing.
I don't know how much runway I have left here. Well, even the wear on the blue anodized stuff is great, and Substance Painter is great about doing stuff like that.
Super easy to do. Yeah. It's super easy.
Yeah. Okay, off I go. All right, let's see if I can. I don't know how I can see that. Well, let me get some altitude. Maybe I have to. The sun is straight up above me, so I have to probably dive down a little bit. There goes the canopy. I love that stuff. That's awesome. Oh, I missed it. Close.
Just dive forward.
Now close. All right.
Down. There you go.
How am I? Whoa, I'm going way up. Let's level off here. Let's get a little speed. Oh yeah, I see it. It's got fingerprints on the gauge.
Yeah, it does.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks.
Your daughter had her. Your daughter's had her grimy mitts all over it. That's great. Oh, well done. Well done.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Of course. I have. You're much farther along than I am with all of this stuff. So anyway.
Not bad for a year's worth of practice.
No, no. Well, and I see the posts in the on the org and stuff, and people are like, "How can I do this?" It's like, well, realistically, it'll take you at least a year.
Yep.
Until you start
Get ready for a
understanding
year.
things.
Yeah. Get ready to 6 months of hair pulling, frustration, and bashing keyboards before you even get the hint of where to
Right,
start.
right, right. I've been so I've been steadily like rework. I reworked the stagger wing, so now it's enjoyable to fly. And I'm working on the Cessna 185 Skywagon right now from Coronado, and you wouldn't believe the shenanigans that is in the flight model and stuff. Like it had extra wings and it had
Oh,
three
really?
three extra wheels on it and all kinds of it's like what is this? And I'm sure it was
Well,
all a hack to make it work in earlier versions of X-Plane. But it's interesting because it's like I ripped all that stuff out and kind of reworked the flight model how it is sort of in real life, and it's like, oh, this is fun, you know.
well, the only real flight model hack I have on this plane is the design of those side ports and the fuselage
Okay,
provided a lot of extra rudder authority that it wouldn't otherwise have had. So in the flight model, the rudder is about 6 foot tall.
gotcha. Just so that you can kick it around more.
Yeah. So it had the rudder authority that the real aircraft was reported to have had.
Gotcha, gotcha.
But it did make it easier to control in taxi and takeoff because it used to be a real handful taking off.
I'm sure.
Man, you land this thing better than I do. It's amazing.
Well, the VR makes it, the situational awareness in VR
Oh
is
yeah, it makes sense.
so much easier. All right, I'm going to hold it right here. Just going to hold
That's
it.
going to be a mint landing.
I still bounced it. Still bounced it.
That's a pretty good bounce. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, the speed's got to be almost gone.
Yeah, it's got to almost be right. You almost got to be like 63 knots at a 3-point landing to
Mm-hmm.
not bounce it. But
But that's how, from what I've heard, that's how tail draggers really are. It's like if you're fast, it's like you're an idiot if you if you try to land.
mhm.
So this
So yeah,
sort of,
overall, I'm pretty happy with what I've put together and on this aircraft. I mean, it was a lot of kind of nifty things that I was.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, well done. And and I have a small inkling of the amount of work that went into that flex dash stuff. So,
And
um,
that wasn't the flex dash wasn't the 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 UI was by far probably 80% of the labor was just doing the UI.
okay, and coming up with something that would work right.
Yeah, to have the screen and figure out how to do that in Sassel and make it like work the way it should. That was the majority of the work. Getting the instruments to move around and show and hide, that was actually no trouble at all.
Gotcha. Okay, so
But
here's
getting
the
it to the yeah.
yeah, probably because once you do one, then it's just rinse and repeat, right? I mean, it's sort of that.
Yeah, it's just data refs. It's just an XY data ref and a show hide data ref for each gauge. But the challenge became I did it individually with a pull down menu, and then once I decided to put it on a like a UX window, pop up window as it were, and getting it to change from the 2 1/4 to 3 1/8 instrument, that took the longest amount of time because I really didn't set the databases and JSON files up to really
gotcha.
to play nice with that in the first place. So
Yeah.
it got a touch hacky.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, you can in VR mode you can wiggle the control surfaces to make sure that the ailerons work, and just like on the Fokker.
Where do I grab it?
Yeah, right there. You should be able to grab that. You should be able to grab it. No manipulator there.
No, I turned it off. I turned everything off. Does that matter? Shouldn't matter, should it?
No. Did I? I swear I did that. That was a while ago. Huh. Okay.
All right. Something to check tomorrow. So if you stand here just right, sometimes it looks like Wonder Woman's plane and you can't see it because it's so reflective.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like it's just.
I mean, there is going to be like the base. That's pretty close to what the base is going to be, just because that's the way it looks, sitting in the museum. But
Yeah.
There's 2 other liveries I want to do that, because it never raced. It never raced looking like that.
Oh, okay.
There's two other liveries that I want to do that actually, like championship liveries that race that way, that obviously are a little bit more worn, but it's been spit shine and brightly polished for the museum.
I see. Gotcha. And that it is, spit shined and brightly polished. Very nice. Well done.
I'm totally tickled that you streamed this tonight. I saw you were in, and I popped up, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's the Sorceress! I gotta jump online."
Well, for posterity, I mean, like, you gotta spread the love a little bit, right? So.
Yeah, man, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
very cool. Nice job, Jeffrey. Way to go. Keep me posted on incremental versions or whatever when you
Yeah, I
get
will.
something else, and I'm happy to give you hopefully some constructive criticism. So
Yeah, cool, man.
I was feeling a little claustrophobic sitting in the cockpit, so I got out.
Well, yeah, Joe. Joe at VR Sim Labs had said that to me. He's like, "I think you need to make it wider." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean make it wider? That's the width of the cockpit." He's like, "Oh, all right. Well, then don't change it. It's just really claustrophobic."
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, man. Well, thank you. Appreciate
All right, man.
the share, and look forward to what else is coming next. So.
All right. I'll catch you later.
All right. Take care. See ya.